Welcome to my shed. Come in. Sleeping in the outdoors is the bomb. It makes you have such incredible adventures. So for winter missions, I use two models, either the Inferno or the Green Kazoo. The Inferno is good for super cold missions and where I'm going to be transported into a location where I'm not going to need to carry it because it's really big, really heavy, but really warm. And the sleeping bag that I find is the best ever compromise is the Green Kazoo. It's super packable, it's really light for the warmth that you're gonna get. So for really warm sleeping bags, a few really important features. So the shaped hood, which is going to be super important to cover your head and to lose the least amount of heat possible. And then the draft collar. The draft collar is gonna block all the heat. So this is it, you can see it. Also, all those sleeping bags have a shaped toe box, so to keep your feet warm, because that's quite important. And one feature which I didn't know about is all those little loops on the side to strap yourself onto your mat so that you don't slide during the night. Very clever. Also, one trick that I do before going to bed is take a warm bottle of water that I heat just before going to bed and stick it at the bottom. That makes a crazy difference, and in the morning you have your tea which is almost hot. The priority is to keep the sleeping bag dry at all times, so in the morning make sure you dry it, open it, put it on your tent while you're going on your day mission. This should be your priority because wet down gathers and doesn't protect from the cold anymore. So there are two norms, the EN, like the European norm, and the ISO, and they're pretty similar, but they only stop to 700 fill sleeping bag. There is always the comfort, the limit, and the extreme temperatures. The extreme temperature, be careful, it's the temperature where a woman is going to be able to stay for 6 hours without the risk of dying from hypothermia. I would always encourage you to take the comfort rating as the kind of base and the safe temperature for the choice of your sleeping bag. So that's the Inferno. As you can see, there's only one temperature, which is minus 29 degrees, and that's because it's 850 downfill. So it's been rated by the company. It's outside of the norms. And that temperature is basically the minimum safe temperature so that you can spend the night, once again in base layers. So you will notice that your sleeping bag comes with two bags, one tight one and one big one. So the big one is for storage at home. It's important to keep it in there so that it's not compressed, so that it doesn't compress the downfill. To pack the bag in the compression bag, you can just shove it in. As you can see, there are 3 compression straps. Get all the air out and have minimum amount of space taken by your bag. Super important in winter camping to always use a mat for staying warm, for insulating from the ground and from the snow. I usually use an inflatable mat, and if you have the luxury of being able to bring 2 mats, maybe take one foam one and one inflatable one. When in winter you need to get up to go and have a pee outside, that's really frustrating. So on long missions for a few days, I always have a pee bottle that's not far away, and that's gonna help me do what I need to do without having to get out. If you have a hole in your sleeping bag, it's super easy to repair. You've seen how to repair a down jacket. It's exactly the same. Put a patch on and keep all the down inside your sleeping bag. You're gonna be thankful when you're gonna be in the night. And voila, we got a bit techy with all these numbers and all these features, but it's important to know what you're sleeping in, because comfort in the mountains when you're doing your missions is the key so that you can have the power the next day and do something great.